My special guest Shezar is in the building. I'm very happy to have you here. How are you doing?
It's been a very, very long time.
I know, man.
I mean, when we like go way back,
Trust.
it's like UD days. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Urban Development Vocal Collective. You know, that's crazy.
I still remember when you brought me in. You know,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, man. They look at Barry White vibe. You know, come in. Yeah.
Oh man,
but you've gone on to amazing stuff, you know. I've been watching your journey.
Yeah.
And you're doing amazing, you know.
It's got to be done.
And you know, let's start in a few places, you know. So, you know, Shezar, the name, I've always wanted to know the name behind the name. How did you get the name Shezar?
Well, for the ones that don't know, because I am very comfortable with stating thine government, I was christened and given the name Sherelle.
Okay.
Sherelle got abbreviated to Shezar in school. And then I was on the road with a rock band for a little while called Palladium. Okay. And they always introduced me on stage as Queen Shezar. Okay. And I like the way they changed Shezar into Shezar. And from then on, I was like, I really like the way you say that. So I'm going to change the A to a capital A to make sure that the Shezar is emphasized the right way and not dismissed at any which way possible. And from there, it just stuck. And when I looked into it just a little bit more, I like just Google search, like I wonder what the name Shezar even comes up with. And it means bold, it means colourful, big. And I just thought, you know what, to emphasize the A just a little bit more. I'm not sure if some of you are aware of my Instagram handle. You'll see my little signature kind of logo post with my name, and it's got a star for the A. Okay. And so that kind of gives it just that bit more of a pizzazz. But it's also just to recognize and show and tell yourself that you are a star. You're born to win, and you know, go reach for the stars. So Shezar the star. I mean, hello somebody.
What an explanation.
We gotta get it down. You know what I'm saying, Dad?
And you know, your influences. I wondered, like, who's inspired this vocal greatness of yours, man? Goodness. The vocal. Where did it all begin?
Oh my gosh, if we go back then, you're gonna make me feel really old. But nah, do you know what? It's coming from my family background, to be fair. I'm coming from a family of 9. We're all musically talented. Most of us are in this industry, and we have been in the industry for a very long time. I know for some it's like a full family, like heavily musically talented. You got McNasty, you got Labyrinth, you got Mac One, you got Stevie Mac, you got Chella Mac, you got J-Bay, you got Shezar, you got Nene Mac, who can throw down in the kitchen, and then you got like my big bro, he's like the sports nutritionist guy, but he can sing, he can drop 2 vocals, and he can lick a bass too. He can drop 2 bass like this. But you know, it's coming from my background. My mum and my dad were heavily involved in church, so we've coming from a gospel background, and my granddad, he was known for singing at different places within the church scene, and he's also a pastor, so he would be evangelizing, singing and praying, and you know, getting all spiritual. But yeah, it's stemming from generation to generation, from both sides, my dad and my mum's side. So yeah, it's in the blood.
And you know, coming from such a big musical family, and there's so much talent. Have you guys ever like done a record together? Do you think it's going to happen soon? You know,
if we was to draw out the archives,
what have we got?
I like Look at us sitting there quietly in the corner. Yeah, Chella Mac is in the building, and my little homie and my little niece C Mac. She's on the iPad right now. Big up C Mac. And yeah, she actually done a tax-free challenge of J-Bay.
You see it? I saw it.
She's coming through. She's coming through. My little Wakanda girl. It's been something that we've been speaking about for a very long time, but we have done some music when we was younger. We went out performing as Mac 9, Mackenzie of 9, Z's of 9, if that makes sense. But yeah, and it was a part of our growth of why we are so kind of like quick and easy and so into and confident with the music that we do, and whatever is kind of put before us, we kind of just take it and run with it, and just let it be. Always open to be inspired, always open to kind of like learn something new and develop our skills. Like most of us are forever trying to search for something new, do you know what I mean? And challenging ourselves, and we've been brought up around like, you know, hard-working men and women from my mum's side and my dad's side, so we always like to get our hands dirty and just get really involved and enjoy it and see where it can take us, you know, and always just be put with the challenge and let's go, let's do it. So hopefully that's mum's like dream for now, that the fact that we've all kind of, you know, spawned off and branched off and done our own thing. She would love for us to kind of like probably run a Wembley Stadium, you know, full house, and you're just getting entertained by the Mackenzies, like the Mackenzie entertainment in full effect.
I'm saying that's a brand there. That's a TV show. That's a tour. That's a few things, you know.
Literally. And we got to produce it. And the thing is, you know, when you look at the extension of my family, you've got my cousins, you've got my aunties, uncles, nieces and nephews that are also musically talented or just creatives. So it's definitely like literally generation to generation thing. And that's incredible. There was one time for my brother Stevie Mac's birthday, his 21st birthday, he wanted to bring all the family on my mum's side together to put on a show. That's what he wanted for his birthday. And it was sick.
Can imagine.
There was like, if we went down from grandparents all the way down to the youngest at the time, it was 35 of us that was performing to a full house at my granddad's church. Literally top tier, it was full. The whole place was ram, and it was a night to remember, and we've actually got that on DVD as well, so that's pretty cool.
Stuff. That's classic stuff, man. And you know, I do a thing called a language check. It's where we check in with a little slang or a little term that you relate to, so that you can teach the listeners about, or the people worldwide, you know.
Oh goodness.
But there's a classic one, obviously, that I know, that I think you need to just let the people know them about the balance.
Balance.
So tell us how
let me hear you sing. I know you got the vocal. Come on.
Balance.
Help yourself.
Balance. There we go. I had to for you to come out retirement.
Balance, and it come out retirement. If you guys don't know, Dan has actually got a smooth operator vocal. Always when I was running vocal groups with Urban Development, literally I would always have Dan just holding down the lower baritone notes and just keeping it smooth and cool. I'm just lighting him up in the studio right now, but it's all good. Shout out to Pulse 88. Yes, I know his pulse is definitely risen like how high. But balance is my favorite word in life. It's the center of everything.
For real.
You've got an up, you've got a down, you got a right, you got a wrong, you got a yes, you got no. Do you know what I mean? And within all of that, you're always trying to find the common balance to kind of just, you know, pace yourself. And sometimes we find that even just within our lifestyle, there's certain things that are not quite on point, and then you got to figure out the way to make it balance, so it can be on point, or you can par up, you know what I mean? As much as we say, you know, stay in your lane or focus on your journey and whatnot, there's going to be people that you inspire to be like, or you would like to get to their level. So again, you're trying to balance up with that person or with those people, with that, you know, environment or company that you're looking for. You feel what I'm saying? So
true.
I love that word balance, and you'll find that from here on now, Dan, whenever you're in conversation, that word is going to come up, and it's like, well, basically, we just need to find the balance, and then you're going to think of Shez.
So when did you do a thing with the balance? You do the finger click. The
finger click.
How do you add the extension with the little finger click?
Well, that's just because
extra spice,
you know, with a little spice, baby. The finger clicking is just to get everyone's attention without kind of like doing the big old hand clap or at you over there or whatever. It's just a nice, easy, cool way. And I got that from Poetry Slam. Like, you know, when you go to a poetry night, instead of clapping, they finger click, and it's so smooth and cool. And it actually still gets everyone's attention. Obviously, when you're in a restaurant and you're trying to click at people or click at the waiters and waitresses, don't think that your food is coming all nice and dandy. They've probably done something to that food. So, just make sure you say your prayers and hopefully drink a mint tea and everything will be all right.
And Electric Soul Diva. Yeah. Tell us about that name.
Okay, so Electric Soul Diva, which also is Electric Soul Dubs, because that's the name of the project.
Yeah.
It's about me just kind of infusing some of the sounds that I grew up on, the influences that I've just kind of gained along the way of my musical journey. One of my brothers were sound system players. They used to run the decks, the DJing, playing the jungle, playing the garage, playing the hip hop, R&B, soul, and all of that kind of stuff. And at first it was a bit of a quiet because we was heavily involved in church. So nobody run them jungle music round, all of that was in full effect. But it was a part of my upbringing, and I just wanted to bring it back and go back a little bit to kind of just emphasize on my influences when I was a youngster, but also add a little spice and kind of share a part of my vocal that's more on a softer wave as well as a bit more huskier. I've naturally got a husky voice anyways, but most people know me for the vocal powerhouse that I am. And when it's time to sing, I mean no, you have to hold one ear as well. But I learned that from my auntie still. But it's a mixture of the electronic sounds, the syncopated drum patterns, the bass line. I just wanted to get it whenever I really get into my music and I want to just bubble and bop, it's that type of flavor, it's that type of feeling. I love the way that the jungle rhythm patterns move. It's like a new sophisticated kind of drum and bass that I'm moving with on this project, and I just can't wait to delve in more and become like the queen of D&B. I mean, why not? Why not?
I love the way you cultivated that lane, because at first I never thought of you to go down that lane, but now I see it all makes sense, and continue to do it. And the EP,
thank you.
Tell us about the EP right now.
So I'm calling it more of a project because there's going to be more to come. And don't you worry, guys, Shezar is a live artist through and through, without a doubt. So even when you come to the live experiences of the ESD project, you're still going to receive that full on vocal powerhouse energy and all that takes you all the way to church, right? But with Electric Soul Dubs, it's how can I put it? It's a mixture of things. But I've kind of lost my trail of thought in a sense, actually, because I was just so busy.
It's even got like a reggae feel as well.
It has got a reggae feel. It has got a reggae feel. But I was trying to come back to your question, but I really can't remember what I was going to say, Dan.
We just talked about the EP. Close to Heart. We've been playing A-list record.
There we go. We're back on track now, guys. We're back on track.
We back.
Right. We back, baby. We live. Electric Soul Dubs is got a few tunes on the project, and Close to Heart is the first single of that project, and it's the reason why I wanted to start with Close to Heart is because how that song was created, that record was created, was when myself and the producer Addictive, shouting out Addictive inside Addictive Music, we were both going through a rough patch in our lives, and we kind of were able to kind of connect without even saying anything much, but just allowing the music to speak. And long story short, when I started vocaling the record, just by going through vibes and kind of humming words, not really humming sounds more that formed into words, I started singing Close to Heart, not realizing that Addy actually titled the song Close to Heart. So from that moment I was like, this is a special thing here, and it's got to be the leading record for the whole project. And from then on, creating the rest of the records that I'm not going to talk too much about, but meet me at the front line, baby. Literally it was something that there's a message in every song. And there's always going to be messages in my songs that, you know, really I want to have resonate with another. That's one of my main things with whatever I sing, whether it be a cover, whether it be an original. I want the songs to resonate with someone, whether it be their new mantra, whether it be that moment that they just need to feel uplifted, whether it need to be like consoling with whatever emotion or thoughts that they're going through. I want it to connect. And so when you kind of strip back just the soundtrack itself, where it's got you on a bit of a bubble, you're able to just vibes with it and just kind of just go with the movement and the feeling of the track. When you just kind of take in more of the lyrical content of it, it's deeper than just a standard song that you just are able to kind of just breeze through and just catch a little vibes. And that's kind of the way the whole project is led. You can either just listen to it easygoing, or you can sit back and really go deep into it and just take it in and really take in those lyrics and really feel it from a place of, you know, coming from being in your darker side or your darker times, and then seeing the light and standing up straight, firm and on the front line, literally saying, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go all the way to the top. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. And I think that is very, very important, especially in the time that we're in, where there is a lot of talk about, you know, mental health, especially. You know, there's got to be songs that can kind of just push you and just kind of allow you to kind of feel some sort of encouragement. And sometimes you kind of got to get assertive and strong within yourself, and your words you speak are spirit and life. So you know, really 100%. Understand what you're saying when you speak. You feel what I'm saying? And you're not alone within your mental state. And you do need to speak about it, and if that means that you express it through your music, if it means that you express it through putting a pen to paper, if it means you express it through your dance, or just how hard you work and you commit to something, then do it, but make it be in a positive light, so that you don't have to feel like you're sinking deeper and deeper. And at the time of creating Electric Soul Dubs, that was where I was at as well. I just felt like I was in a bit of a low state, and this helped me to kind of just pick me back up again. And it was like, nah, I'm gonna do this. And as much as it's a bit different from what people know me of, especially with the live element of what Shezar does and all the performances many have seen me do, it's something just a little different, but a different way of expressing, and it's really helped along the way. So well, feel the energy. So
my special guest Shezar is still in the building.
Hello there. Hello. 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. A 1 2.
Inside the right selector.
Inside. Don't let me start with my MC antics, you know. Easy. MC Dan Blake and Shezar in the building.
Oh God.
Coming with a mix and blend.
Back to back. Oh my diddy.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's good to be around Shezar, you know.
Trust me.
I miss vocals, you know. I got to come back.
You got to come through every Friday. I run a class. Like, you know, every Friday, without a doubt, I tell people to come down to the old fire station in Stoke Newington, and you just come and enjoy dancing and singing. Vibes. Because through song and dance, we find balance. And it's only a $5. So, I mean, you know, that's a KFC, a McDonald's, or, you know, one of the vegan dishes that people love. I mean, shout out to my vegans and vegetarians, because true say I'm a vegetarian, so, you know.
Right. Yeah, man. So, you know, producer wise, like, what producers are you working with on this EP at the moment?
To be fair, I purposely stuck with one producer.
Yeah, okay.
So that is Addictive, and he is the bomb.
Yeah.
Addictive, you need to understand that your talents, your skills are just ultimately fabulous, and I just want him to sit in his seat and really be recognized for all the talents that he holds. He's just a dope ass producer, sound engineer, and just a great person as well. So yeah, big up Addictive inside.
I love that term, that sit in that seat.
Sit in your seat, man.
Seat. You know
you're calling, man. You know you're calling.
And you know, the EP, I'm looking forward to everybody, you know, enjoying that, man. And you know, Shezar, how do you create music? Do you write music? Do you freestyle? What's your process? You don't have to give away all the gems.
All right. Keep some of them close to the chest. To be fair, I like to listen to the music. I like to be in the studio when it's being created, and then I just allow the spirit. I say, let the spirit lead you. And there's something about nature where it starts to allow you to flow. You start to receive words. There might be something pressing on your heart that you want to speak about.
That's a real talk.
Yeah, so I just allow that to be the concept or the main content of the music, lyrically. Or if I get sent a beat, then I'll just let it play for a little while, and then I'll start to hum some melodies and then create words from that, form words from that, and let's see what it comes with. But
that's what's up, man. I always like finding out an artist's process. You know, it's so interesting just to see how people put this energy
sometimes
together.
It just comes so quickly. It comes right there. The lyrics come, the melodies there. It's just flowing like water. And then other times you need to sit with it and let the music speak to you. See where you need to check in with yourself. Where are you at? Or you might have had a conversation that has inspired you, and you want to put that pen to paper and make that a story or a song. So
that's what's
different forms.
That's amazing. And you know what? One moment that I wanted to mention, and I was watching at the time. Obviously, man didn't get the invite, but you know.
But you go
Mobos
throw me a little shit.
So man's just there chilling with a cup of tea in South East London, and
a nice brew,
and that watching Mobos.
Oh man!
And then Shezar pops up, killing it with running. Now I'm thinking, raw. I was like, raw, what, Beyoncé? Yeah. Then I was like, Shezar, raw. But then the vocals, amazing. Thank you. And you know, that's such a compliment, you know. Did you know that?
Listen, I was like so nervous doing that performance.
You done amazing.
Because I really wanted to nail it. I wanted to kind of just, you know, stand in the seat of, or stand in the light of the Queen Bee. And represent well. And, you know, the feedback that I received from that was like, Shez, you done your thing, you smashed it, and you gave your 100% best, and it was seen, it was heard, it was shown, it was felt. So I was like, sweet, happy, I can chill out, I can calm down and let it be. But it was a moment in time that I won't ever forget. And
has she seen it?
I'm not sure. I have to go and ask Naughty. Naughty, has she seen the performance yet, mate?
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening? But
so I'm intrigued to know, like, do you plan to like work with like anyone on that side of the pond? You know what I mean? Are you writing with anyone over there? Vocally, any interest? What's going on?
At the moment, I've been really kind of like tight knit with my project because it's been so long since I've been stepping out as a solo artist. I've been working with so many different projects where it's big groups or it's, you know, just underneath another name, big name. So I just wanted to kind of just step in, small, sweet, and then turn up the heat all the way up. And I've got the connects and the contacts to be able to liaise with all these brilliant artists that I've worked with and get across the pond. But in time, everything in its due time, definitely. So right now I'm just re-establishing Shezar's name and letting people know that I'm here to stay, and I am ready to bring more material to your listening ears. And so you just need to stay tuned. Like it's time. Dan, I have been running away from just standing in my light and being at the forefront underneath Shezar's name. So now I'm really kind of sitting in that, not even kind of, I am sitting in that seat, and I'm letting people know, like, I'm here. And
I need you to take that vocal. I need you to take that vocal to the world.
Yeah, and that's what I would like. That's what I know I can do. So it's time to put that work in and get it and do it.
Trust me. I love to hear that.
Balance. You see, that's where you see the balance comes out.
It just comes out, you know. That's it.
It's and, like the amen.
Just the spirit's feeling good.
You know what I mean?
And you know, give us just leave us with, like, you know, give the up and coming singers, you know, and artists them some advice, you know. Leave them with a gem that you live by. You know, what do you live by, like, gem wise?
Okay, so from the beginning of this year, my mantra, I'm gonna call it, is trust the process.
Yeah. It's
very important that you understand where you're at and you check in with yourself to make sure that you know where you're going. And if there's a moment, if it means that you have to stand still and just take stock, then do so. Stop rushing, take your time and allow things to be. Let nature take its course. And as the songwriter says, ain't no need to worry what the night is gonna bring. It'll be all over in the morning.
Jeez.
So yeah, close to heart, close to home. Let's run this one.
Jeez. It's been a pleasure having Shezar in the building. Make sure you get that EP, man. It's all going out. Give me your social medias real quick.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Shezar Only. Facebook, SoundCloud, Shezar Official. SHEZAR. Find me, people. Find me.
Did my mission.